Vicky? You haven't seen that woman in 7 years.
I really don't know where to start, Dan.
Daddy!
I have kids.
Twins.
I'm gonna be an old dad. You're gonna be Uncle Charlie. We can do this.
We?
All right, Wild Hogs 2.
Might as well be.
Not even. This is old dogs, and this shit needs to be put to sleep.
Now help me out though. Okay, it's Old Dogs from the makers of Wild Hogs, and it's got John Travolta. Is John Travolta not his same character?
No, it has nothing to do with them at all. It's just trying to identify with the previous film that these producers made with John Travolta. It has nothing to do with it. In fact, here's what's gonna fucking bake your noodle. Wild Hogs is a much better film than Old Dogs.
What?
Wild Hogs has characters and a story that could actually be called a plot.
Yeah, this is the first time in history anybody's ever said that Wild Hogs is better than.
There's a lot of better thans. Remember how pissed off I was at Paul Blart Mall Cop? This is worse.
See, but I thought like Paul Blart.
Paul Blart's not that
I was
bad.
like,
No.
this is
You guys gave it a rental and didn't like it, and I gave it some old bullshit. Well, this is
really
worse.
even after seeing Observe and Report, because I feel like after seeing Observe and Report, I had to give Paul Blart a couple of notches up.
But you are right in that this is much, much worse than Paul Blart. There's no question there. I can't hate it. Maybe it's because I just felt like it helped me to go to sleep. But other than that, I mean,
aren't you the guy that turned to me about 15 minutes in and said, I don't think I can take this anymore.
Yeah.
And I said, you're going to walk out, and you go, I think I am.
Yep.
And you looked at me and I said, yeah, I'm not going to let this one beat me. And you said, wait, you still have never walked out of a film? And I'm like, no, I haven't. And you were like, fuck, now I have to stay. That was the conversation we had.
I cannot
15
lie.
minutes in.
I cannot lie, and it did indeed get worse from there. However,
That's the funniest conversation ever.
it was never worse than completely useless.
Well, the thing is the first and most important thing you need to know about this film is there's no real plot to it. There's a few thin story elements that kind of link together these scenes of these two jackasses that have no character at all. That's just Robin Williams and John Travolta. Robin Williams plays old dog number 1, and John Travolta plays old dog number 2, who's the swinging, occasionally hits that version of number 1. There's no difference between these characters. And one of the characters, Robin Williams, finds out that 7 years ago he knocked up a girl on vacation and ended up carrying his twin kids. And now he finds out he's a father just as she's about to go to jail for 2 weeks and needs someone to look after the kids. And that provides...
That's what they do in L.A. now.
That provides the thin framework of which we see a number of scenes in which these two actors completely and utterly humiliate themselves for a lot of zeros.
Yeah, the idea being that, like, okay, so he's got to prove himself to take care of these kids, but these guys have been friends for so long, and the fact that, like, I guess John Travolta's character made Robin Williams' character go in the first place on the island resort, or to Miami, where he met her, that somehow in his head, therefore, it's John Travolta's fault, so he needs to help him take care of these kids. It's stuff like that, logic like that, to this whole film that the movie just goes, oh, you believe us, and you're expected to go along with it.
Look, this makes perfect sense when you consider that John Travolta's son just died and Robin Williams had a heart attack.
Well, no, but except that this was apparently shot 3 years ago. Like, it was such a shock. Like, the entire audience stopped when Bernie Mac walked into frame and starts, his character goes off, and it was like, Bernie... They dug up Bernie Mac, and it turns out they shot this ages ago, and they knew it was a shit film. It's terrible.
Well, I'm sure there was one person in the audience who was like, damn, CG sure had gotten better.
No, it hasn't, because he like literally looks like he's on death's door.
Well, maybe that's Bernie Mac from Beyond the Grave.
That's what I
dug him
thought.
up.
Yeah, maybe it wasn't 3 years ago. Maybe they shot it last week.
I with the performance he gave, I wouldn't be surprised. The movie is fucking god awful terrible. It is one of the worst things I have seen all year.
Well, I'm looking at the movie. I mean, first of all, I saw the trailer. I didn't see the movie. I couldn't make it, but it is.
No, this was a movie so bad you fucking went out of town to avoid.
Oh yeah,
the
I flew to
screening,
New York. I was like,
motherfucker.
hey, I think I gotta go to New York this weekend. All right, Bill. But no, before I came back, I saw the trailer and I was like, maybe I should have tried to find out if it was playing here in New York. And that trailer was nothing. You know what I saw in that trailer? I saw a golf ball hit somebody in the nuts. I saw a little boy hit somebody in the nuts. I saw a gorilla hit somebody in the nuts. You know what this is? It's that movie that show that they were watching, Idiocracy,
Yeah.
kicked in the nuts. This movie is evidence that we are that much closer to being a brainless society.
I'll
See,
be
the
curious
problem-
to see how this plays out, though, because I mean, will audiences embrace this regardless? I mean, God knows they've done it with some other movies. We were stunned to find out anyone could think was funny. I mean, the theater audience we were with, it didn't strike me that on the whole they were going that crazy for it. And well,
They were?
No,
that
they were
not.
laughing.
Well,
They
not
were
as much as
enjoying
they
it.
would have in a lot of other films of this ilk. And
Your ears
it's
were
just-
bleeding at the time. You're having a hard time hearing. The thing you have to take into account is this isn't just a guy getting kicked in the nuts. This is Seth Green getting kicked in the nuts.
Yeah, who's all in the movie? Because you
It's-
said that, like, we look at this and we
Seth
say,
Green ain't nobody.
we say John Travolta and Robin Williams. Wow, they really are degrading themselves being in this film.
But we're
apparently-
accustomed to that from
yeah,
them.
exactly.
But Seth Green, Matt Dillon is in this, Justin Long, Dax Shepard, Luis Guzman.
Dad, did you do this?
Oh, yeah.
Did you bring them in?
Definitely.
Why?
You described this house as being a dangerous place for kids, so I hired the best child proofers there are.
Even I know you do not baby-proof a house for a 7-year-old.
Sir, you got a flamethrower for a fireplace.
You know, it's a fashion, it's a style.
The Spears?
What kind of guy buys poison-tipped spears?
1,000 years ago they were poison. I don't know if they're poison now.
You bought those 1,000 years ago?
No, they're-
You expect me to believe that?
Stop it! Don't eat that. Those are dog treats.
Yeah, well, everything tastes like dog food after that smoked salmon I just had. So.
Oh, you ate the salmon. That was a gift.
Yes, it was.
All these great comedic actors kind of step in, collect their check before they walk into frame, and then do the most ridiculous bullshit you've seen them do in years.
May I make a statement here that Seth Green and Dax Shepard were in a movie called Without a Paddle?
Exactly.
You know what?
That was great by comparison.
And neither of them were stars at the time. That was Dax Shepard's first movie, and Seth
Green?
Green's like third.
Seth Green, he was a star.
Yeah.
Not in 1999 when they made that movie.
That was
was
made in 1999.
Without a Paddle?
that was-
Look it up.
Dude, that was not 1999.
That's not 1999. All right,
1999 was a great year
Yeah.
of movies, and that was not one
I
of
was
them.
going to say.
Damn, what time machine you just step out of? That is
Because I don't even think we'd heard of Seth Green in 1999.
Yeah, because
Scooby Doo or some shit. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, like Woody Allen's radio days.
Without a Paddle is 2004.
what?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm
was
looking
gonna
at it
say.
right now.
Because I
You're
saw.
looking at me like I'm crazy, like I'm making this up.
Yeah, think about it.
Anyway, it is surprising to see these people in here, and you're going, "Wow, such a shitty movie. What are they thinking?" But there is definitely some sort of like you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours society going on with comedians and Hollywood. It seems because this happens on such a regular basis, where great people showing up in totally shitty movies and guest starring roles. Like, why are you there? That's the only explanation that doesn't make your brain melt.
Well, another explanation is, look, you come into work on a movie, and you're an actor, you know, whether you got a name or not. There's somebody who wrote a script, and maybe you read it, and it's got potential, but there's 100 other people working on this, and 200 other hands that have a chance to fuck it all up.
Well, furthermore, I'm sure they had a director on board before they got all these actors together. And what actor in his right mind says, I want to be in a movie by the guy that directed Van Wilder? You know that's my, like, nemesis film right there.
Well, your nemesis film, but that film is considered a culty classic. There are people
lot
that
of
love
people
the
like
hell
that.
out of that
Yeah,
film.
I gotta say, man, as much as you hate it, and I've seen some of it, and it's not as bad as you made it sound.
You weren't.
I
there
think
in the
it caught
theater.
you
saw
on
it
the
at
wrong
home.
day.
When you see Walt Becker's the guy who directed this.
Yeah, you're
and,
like one of those people who saw Platoon and thought they went to Vietnam.
Yeah, exactly. Shit. I was in the trenches. I was in the shit with that movie. You weren't there, son. You just saw the stock footage.
And you know
didn't have
what?
Charlie shooting at you while you watch the movie.
I think you can finally grok my whole thing with Paul Blart Mall Cop now, because that's how I am with that film. Terrible film. But this, I can understand why people would sign on to a film, someone with Van Wilder. I mean, that made Ryan Reynolds, and that made a lot of money. So much so they've made fucking direct-to-video sequels.
Oh yeah, I made several.
And really, this is really fucking bad, and it's almost indescribable how bad it is.
Here's the thing, though. There's a point about halfway through the film that I realized that a cast change could have made this hysterical. If you had put Nathan Lane in John Travolta's role and made this the Birdcage 2, because when you're watching this, you're like, okay, these guys are gay lovers. The movie just doesn't have the balls to it. No, seriously, they're constantly touching each other, they got their arms around each other, they do everything together. They do everything but actually have sex. And you're like, okay, why don't they just admit it that these two guys are lovers? If it had been Nathan Lane and they played that up and the whole, oh, take care of the kids and that type of humor, this actually would have been kind of fun.
Yeah, I mean,
making matters worse, they're really hung up on the old dog concept, and this film is filled with dogs that are all used for reaction shots.
Are you serious?
I know. I
I'm
hate
dead
that word.
serious.
I mean, now they're actually throwing dogs.
How
in
many
it?
times the
constantly.
dog looks up and it goes, huh? I mean, over
as
and
if
over
they
and over.
understand what a big jackass this person is being. They use dogs in almost every scene as reaction shots. There are dogs in scenes that there doesn't need to be a fucking dog, only for the reaction shot. It is so... I cannot... You have to... I almost
it
want
sounds
you
like
to go and see this movie so you can understand what the fuck we went
Actually,
through.
it would have been cool had they had like a few shots, like one dog, one other dog, like, and then cut to the other dog was like, just blows his brains.
Go see this movie again or we'll shoot this dog.
Fuck this movie.
Really, this movie's a fuck you.
Fuck you. Fuck this movie hard. This movie made me very angry. It was just a terrible, terrible. I mean, honestly, you cannot say it better than what happened. Cyrus turned to me and was about to bail out of the movie and only wasn't going to bail because I wasn't going to bail.
Well, the reason why it's a fuck this movie or fuck you movie is because this is a film that, as we mentioned before we even started, has a total disregard for its audience. It's there just to make a little bit of quick money.
Yeah.
And it doesn't care. It carries no intelligence at all. And the fact that it's probably made by people who know that it doesn't makes it that much worse.
If it had been a fuck you movie, I would have bailed. It's not quite. It's approaching it, that's for sure, because this is total shit. I mean, let me put it this way. You know, like the hairiest guy in the world is Robin Williams, right? I mean, we
Yeah,
all know
sure.
that, right?
Yeah.
It's hairy to the point that it's really gross. Well, there's a plot element where he has tattooed a big word on his chest. And so the whole movie, they keep showing you it. But for it, they have to keep his chest shaved, which is the only thing worse than actually seeing him with hair on his chest is imagining all the hair on his chest that's supposed to be there. And it's stuff like that through the whole film that's
I didn't
just
get that at all.
nauseating.
Yeah, I gotta say, this is the second time you told me that. That sounds like a personal
No,
thing. with you.
it's a shaved Robin Williams. It'd be like having, oh, look at the cute kitty and it's totally shaved or something. You're like, that's disgusting. Why would you do that to them? That's just wrong.
Aren't there cats that are born with
Yes, and they're
short or-
disgusting. Why would you want one?
Why you gotta
no,
make them
this
feel
is
bad?
just some old bullshit.
Okay. I still don't understand the
You don't
shade
understand
Robin
why
Williams.
that's weird?
I don't either.
It makes me think about you running out of the barbershop with a bag of his hair and taking home and
this back
frolicking in
on.
it, like rolling in it.
I just want him to put it back on.
Some.
Hey! You remind me of that old dude who stole my girlfriend.
What are you saying?
My beef is not with you, old woman.
Thank you.